Hi, welcome back. The other day we were working on tuck jumps. So as you notice, it requires a lot of awareness on our hips as we drive the hips up. And I've mentioned that using your hips to lift your hips up, your core, your push, and your hips to lift the legs up instead of using your legs to get the legs up. Something that I invite you to keep your mind in that awareness. To use your hips, use your core, posterior and anterior tilt of the pelvis to move your legs. And because in pressing into Pincha which is starting to feel a little bit more challenging than just jumping into Pincha because now it requires a lot of pushing and a lot of awareness in the technique in a way to find your alignment, and this requires a lot of control in our body. Puppy press will be a little bit easier than coming into a straight straddle press or pike press, which we are going to be working on in the next few days. So I invite you to come up into standing and bend your right knee into the chest and squeeze the knee nice and tight towards the body as you point the toes. Now we're going to circle the right ankle. Squeeze the knee nice and tight as you can, and then circle your ankle opposite direction. Beginning to warm up our body, and then squeeze it tight. Now I invite you to draw figures of 8s with your right knee. Beginning to warm up the hip. Figures of 8s, I'm not sure if you remember, but we're stimulating the cerebellum, which houses 80% of your neurons, improving your accuracy, your balance, and coordination. And at the same time, because we're balancing on one foot, we're also stimulating our vestibular system to keep us balanced. It's very connected to the cerebellum. Reverse that figures of 8s. Amazing. And we're also stimulating our reflexive stability. Now, this other reverse of figures of 8, you might notice it's a little bit harder than the other way around, right? And you might find that your left ankle is also working super hard. Okay, come back to center. Just circle your hips. Circle your hips opposite direction. Now shift your weight onto your right foot. My right foot, I've had accidents before, and I struggle to balance on my right foot. And you might notice one leg is a lot more stable than the other, so the other one needs a little bit more help. So maybe you'll find these imbalances in your body and what you need to work on. Bend the left knee nice and tight to the body. Just open the hip and then squeeze the knee nice and tight. So fire up the hip flexor. Point your toes. Circle your ankle. Circle your ankle opposite direction. Now point the toes. Draw figures of 8 on your left hip. Do your best to remain stable. Now reverse that, figures of 8s. Okay, come out of the pose. Circle your hips. Maybe you'll feel that burning sensations already on your hip flexors. Circle your hip opposite direction. Good job. Now reach your hands up Externally rotate the shoulders, begin to bend the elbows. Now allow your hands to touch the shoulder blades, squeeze the elbow in, and then begin to circle your shoulder. Circle the shoulder opposite direction. And come back into center. Bring your arms into a T. Left hand palms facing down. Externally rotate the right shoulder. So the left shoulder is internally rotating, the right shoulder is externally rotating. Then bring your arms both back, lift the chest, and begin to bend the elbow. If you can catch your hands, catch your hands. Then release again, switch side, internally rotate the right shoulder, externally rotate the left shoulder. Bring the arms back, squeeze the scapula together, then bend both elbows. Maybe you can catch your hands or not, but maybe try not to catch them, just try to reach. Release, again switch side, bend the elbow, catch, bring the scapula together, release, switch side, bend the elbow, catch, and maybe just touch, and then release, and then just open and then close the shoulders. Good. Circle the shoulder. Circle opposite direction. Again, circle the neck or half circle. All right. Now, go ahead and find yourself in a boat pose. Now squeeze the lower belly and the upper thighs as tight as you can. Flex your feet as tight as you can. Now begin to extend the leg, but without losing that connection. If you start to extend and you lose the connection, then you've gone too far. So keep the knee bent as much as you can. Extend it only as much as you can without losing the connection of your inner thigh, of your hip flexor. Hold it here, reach forward, and then pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold, 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 hold. 5, 4, squeeze it tight. 3, 2, and 1. Release and breathe. Okay, now you're going to grab maybe 2, maybe 3 blocks. That will depend on how tight you're feeling today. The key is to be able to stack your hips over the shoulder and the elbows over the shoulders. Again, remember to use your hips. Think twerking. So maybe, perhaps, let's do that for a moment. Sensing your hips, tuck your pelvis without moving the upper body, and then stick the butt back. Tuck your pelvis, stick the butt back. Tuck your pelvis, stick the butt back. So do that a few rounds. Good. Now, you're going to place the block onto the side, maybe 2 blocks, maybe 3. Prepare yourself, landing onto your forearm, interlace your fingers, push tall. For me, I do prefer when I am straddle pressing, probably also puppy press. I don't puppy press much anymore, but I do prefer to have my palms down, because for me, my forearm, I have anatomical issue. My forearm is quite, sorry, not my forearm, my upper arm is quite short. So when I do press, I sink a lot. I need more space. So having the palms together, I feel like I'm going to twist my hands. But sometimes I do switch around again, exploring different hand placement or different entries. It's really incredible for the brain, and you start to progress a lot more rather than sticking with something that is more accessible for you. Okay, so your choice. Maybe I'll try to do palms together and see how it goes here. Walk your feet forward. Remember to find your gaze. Look between your wrists and adjust the blocks as you need to. If you need more space, place the block there. Your feet onto the block. As you can see, my knees bent, not completely extended. Remember to connect the lower belly and the upper thighs. Lift from the hips and then open the hip as you lean forward. Bend the left knee and start to lean onto your forearm and see if you can get that right foot up into your puppy press. Lean, 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 and use your hips to find the balance. And then start to find your line, bending one knee into your chest, and then start to extend both legs and see how that felt for you. Now, coming into puppy press, as you can see, I use the hips a lot to stack, and having one knee bent onto the side, think like a frog. So you don't want your knee completely tight into the chest, but rather on the side. Just like when we were standing, having your knee or the thigh bent into the side. I call it, it's like you're a dog peeing in the corner. You really want to open the hip so that you don't splash all over yourself. Okay, I'm gonna face it this way so that you can see. Now I'm gonna try with my left foot standing on the block. So again, your choice, palms together or palms down. Before I had my palms together. Now I'm gonna explore with palms down and see what feels more accessible for me. Feet onto the block. As you can see, the block is not so close towards the center of my body. I push it onto the side. Now I lean forward, lifting the right leg up, bend the right knee into the side of my body. And I push with my left foot, but using my hips. Think belly to thighs. Now I can find this kind of a frog pose. Or maybe you can extend that left leg, right knee into your chest. And then maybe both legs. Yeah, definitely for me, I think it's easier to have my palms down. But again, exploring both. Now, maybe perhaps you can start to explore removing the blocks. So having the blocks away from you and see how you feel. Again, it's about stacking, and instead of having that leg that's down onto the floor as you lean forward, think of driving that leg into the body rather than having it upwards, just like what I just did earlier. So let me try again. Palms down, gaze between the wrist, lifting the hips. Now, as you can see, I'm bending my right knee, squeezing the right knee into my chest. I have my left foot to the side, and maybe you'll notice my toes is actually pointing slightly inwards towards me rather than forward or out to the side. It just helps, and I can feel that on my hip flexor that I can drag it towards my body. Okay, let's try that out. Squeeze in, lean, lean, lean. As you can see, I just lifted right away. Okay, bend knee into your chest or both legs straddle even. And then lift the legs up. I'm starting to collapse with my shoulder, and that's normal. Nothing is really perfect in our practice, right? We just keep learning. So push, lean, use your hips to lift up. One more time to the right side, but this time let's add some newer drills and see how we feel as we press up. Today let's try some cerebellum activation. That's what we were doing earlier too, by doing the figures of 8s on our hips, circles on our wrist, balancing on one foot. We're really firing up the vestibular system as well as your cerebellum, which houses 80% of your neurons, improving your accuracy, your balance, and coordination. Remember that, ABC. And with everything that we do in inversions or in our practice, we need to be accurate to find balance, to find stability. Okay, so what you're gonna do, hand tapping. And we're gonna add some vestibular activation as well. So balance heel to toe, and you're going to tap your hands back and forth, palms down, and then the back of the hand. And make sure you're landing at the same spot. You're not spreading butter. You're trying to be as accurate as you can. Maybe do it slow, and then maybe do it a little bit faster. The moment you double tap or you make mistake, you stop, or when you slow down, you get fatigued, you stop. Then do the opposite side. Okay, stop, heel to toe again, one more round, the side, oh, okay, left foot forward, so I was already starting to make mistake, maybe I'm gonna try again, slower, now faster, better, okay, other side, okay, come back, shake him up. Let's test it out again. Palms down or palms together. Push tall, ribs in. Bend one knee into your side body. Look between the hands. Lean, lean, lean. And see if you can get the other leg together or have it extended. Into knee into your chest, one leg up. And then push tall. Wow. Breathe here. Ribs in. When you're ready, knee into your chest. Slowly lower down. Okay. See how that felt for you? I find when I started doing hand tapping, I don't know if you noticed, but I definitely move up a lot lighter compared to how I had it before. So again, exploring what your brain loves and see what worked what for you. If you wish to try your air hunger, if that worked best for you, like what happened yesterday, yeah, you can try it out, or the vision drills, and test it out and see if you can find your float into your puppy press. All right, well, that's it for today. Looking forward to see you tomorrow.